Elijah Lovejoy was a journalist active during the early 1830s. He didn't live long enough to make many contributions, while the one he did make set an example to be followed by all, regardless of whether or not they are a journalist. The life of Elijah Parrish Lovejoy began on November 9, 1802, when he was born to Reverend Daniel and Elizabeth Lovejoy. He grew up the oldest of 9 on a farm in a household that stressed religion and education for all. In the fall of 1823, Lovejoy began to attend Waterville College. Teachers considered him to be a prodigy and an especially strong writer. His serious nature separated him from his peers, and in 1826 he graduated at the top of his class. While he was at the Princeton Theological Seminary, some Presbyterians in Missouri persuaded him to return by raising enough money and gathering enough subscriptions to buy him a printing press and ensure him a paycheck of $500 a year, which is equivalent to roughly $11,640.98 today. Lovejoy accepted the offer, moving to St. Louis to serve as an editor for the religious newspaper, the St. Louis Observer. Though his original focus in his articles was more about temperance, his attention soon shifted to abolition as he learned of the horrors occurring and the actions taken against blacks. The issue that finally sparked a strong reaction from him and his readers was the murder of a free black man named Francis J. McIntosh. Lovejoy ridiculed the judge on ruling on the case, Judge Luke E. Lawless, who had not pressed charges against the men who murdered McIntosh by burning him alive while tied to a tree. Lovejoy's article provoked mobs to drive him out of St. Louis, and he moved to Alton, Illinois. At this time, the Civil War was still about 30 years away. However, people from both sides were growing more and more hostile towards one another, and even without true war occurring, people would fight to protect their views on matters such as slavery. While he was moving to Alton, his printing press was destroyed by mobs. The citizens of Alton raised money to buy him a new one, and Lovejoy continued to write against slavery, even becoming an active member of the Anti-Slavery Society. After an article published on July 6, 1837, mobs once again destroyed his printing press. As technology advanced, printing presses had progressively become more affordable, and Lovejoy purchased a new one. However, not long after, this one was also destroyed. Lovejoy refused to stop publishing his opinions on the cruelty of slavery, and so when he purchased his 4th printing press, his friends organized a militia to guard the new machine while it was in transit, in secret. On November 7, 1837, the new printing press was in the newspaper building, with the militia standing guard outside. Though the press had been delivered in secret, pro-slavery mobs quickly learned of its existence, and by 10 p.m. they had gathered outside the building. Tension rose and violence broke out quickly, with Lovejoy's militia opening fire on the mobs and killing one man. Things intensified quickly, and the mob soon lit the newspaper building on fire. The militia fled. Meanwhile, Lovejoy was inside the building, desperately trying to extinguish the flames. While trying to save his workplace, he was shot and killed. He was buried 2 days later, on what would have been his 35th birthday. Lovejoy as a journalist did not introduce any new styles or bring about any new rules for protection. However, his continuous fight to keep his paper alive has inspired many, even leading to the creation of the Lovejoy Award, presented by Colby College, which was once known as the college he attended, Waterville College. This award honors journalists who honor and preserve Elijah Lovejoy's memory and follow his courageous example, while also promoting the connection and cooperation between journalistic and academic freedom. The award has been presented to one journalist each year since 1952, with last year's winner being Bob Woodward of the Washington Post, a man who played a large part in uncovering the Watergate scandal. At his funeral, John Quincy Adams rightfully referred to him as the first American martyr to the freedom of the press and the freedom of the slave.